I once made a video about Thandeka and they attacked me. Right? But I want to comment on what has happened because I still feel the same way, although I have a different perspective. Right? So I was watching Read the Room, which is kind of crazy. I never thought I would enjoy a show like that. Londie London deserves a lot of awards. Actually, the whole team, right? They're incredible at what they do. Right, so she got there, and obviously a fight started. And you could see that Londie London was very upset because even throughout she was being petty at the like based on what I could see. Rightfully so to some extent, but not so much because it feels like obviously she was offended with what Thandeka said, as far as her um, saying something about her, which she basically didn't even research. Right? She heard from someone else, and she actually even brought it up without even knowing what it was. Right? So I think that was the first thing. But I think the second thing that actually made her even more upset was that she Thandeka was refusing to engage, and she was being interviewed. Right. So for me personally, from what I could gather from what Thandeka was doing, I've never seen a fully blown interview like that. The one on McG, I genuinely couldn't finish it. It was honestly difficult for me to watch it. But this one I was able to finish, right? So there's two things. Either Thandega is a marketing genius, a brand genius, or she's unstable and is going to crash soon. Either way, I guess we'll just have to wait and see because it's smart what she's doing because it seems like from where I'm standing, she's very articulate, right? Or rather articulated. So it's not that she is unable to communicate how she's feeling. Um, but it seems like what she's trying to do is to make herself as scarce as possible so that the people want more of her, right? Which is to some extent smart. But the problem is if there's nothing of value that people get from you, eventually they will lose interest, right? People who have cult followings. Let me say, for example, Aries, for example. Aries has been producing quality music, whether you love him or hate him, has been producing quality music independently for years now, right? The cult following is based on the fact that he provides them with quality music. So at this point, what I see from Thandeka, or rather what I can foresee, is simply her, I don't know, providing products, right? And that's not value. It's basically selling people something, and that's not. I feel like when it comes to being a personality or a popular personality, there has to be an exchange between you and your supporters or your fans, whatever you call them, right? There has to be an exchange. Someone has to feel like I'm getting something from this person, and that's why I'm supporting them. But in this particular situation, so far at the very least, based on what I've seen, is that her fans keep on giving her, but so far maybe I'm not following her enough. I haven't seen anything that she's giving her fans, right? Except maybe one or two interviews in I don't know how many months, right? Or maybe she's done other interviews that I'm not even aware of. But that is going to be a problem. Maybe the path of every Big Brother contestant is you get out, you get a reality TV show, and then eventually people will stop caring, and that's it. So that's what I'm assuming will happen. Eventually, she will get a reality TV show. Maybe it might have two, three, or four seasons, maybe, because she is popular. And eventually that will die out, right? Because ultimately, popularity is not necessarily something that lasts forever, especially if your popularity is based off of one thing that you did many years ago. That's not going to carry you for a long time, right? And another thing is she looks very unstable, right? She looks. That's why I'm saying maybe it's a marketing strategy. But the only other person I've seen behaving like that are draggies, right? I'm not saying she's on drugs or whatever the case is. I'm just trying to understand the behavior, and the only other behavior like that I've ever seen is someone who's on something, right? And I'm not; these are not allegations. I'm not saying she's on drugs or whatever the case is. That's not my statement. I'm just saying it feels like something is wrong. Um, but yeah, man, it was honestly interesting. It's also crazy that she has such a massive following when she feels so comfortable talking to people like that, which says a lot about um, our community, our women today, because the vast majority of her supporters are female, and obviously there's going to be a small portion of men who will support her, but the biggest majority of the people who support her are female, right? So it says a lot about women, because this girl, irrespective of whether I think she's smart or not, how she talks to people is very disrespectful. It reminds me of Nontle Tema, but in her prime. But Thandeka is Nontle Tema in her prime on steroids, right? She's super dismissive and disrespectful of other people. You can be smart and intelligent without being dismissive or disrespectful to other people, which I think she's doing. And whenever you point these type of things out, you are called a hater. Yeah, you are called all these type of things. And I'm only commenting on this because she pops up on things that I like to watch. Right, so it was just an interesting thing for me that this girl is so popular, and she talks to people the way she talks to them, which is fine. Like, to each their own, but it just shows where our society is as a whole. The fact that this type of person is that popular, you know. But yeah, shout out to her, man. I'm not that interested in following her. I'm just, like I said, I just commented because she came onto something I like to watch. I'm still surprised that she is this popular, because the numbers do show that she is still popular. All right, so we'll see. I'm not going to follow her, but I mean, if it comes across, something comes across, because obviously she is popular news, um, I will give you my opinion on it. But I don't feel like I'm going to make any other video anytime soon about her. Unless, I don't know, even if she gets a Netflix deal somehow, I don't think that's interesting for me to actually comment on. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that's my unwanted opinion on this topic. No one asked for it, but here it is. You know, that's how much I love you guys.